I think we're all pretty excited for All Elite Wrestling Double or Nothing.
Oh, JD, another AEW video.
It's in the news. I gotta talk about it. The one thing that I was excited for, outside of the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, was Adam Hangman Page and PAC. No, not Pac-Man. PAC, a.k.a. Neville, to the WWE plebeians out there. Now, I was intrigued by this match because Adam Hangman Page wants to be his own man. And he made a tease at the first fan rally, where they announced Jericho, that he wants to be the first ever AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And PAC comes on out, and he gets in his face with the microphone, and they make a challenge right there. Or PAC, rather, makes a challenge to Adam Hangman Page right there. All but making the match right then and there for Double or Nothing. Now, I don't know how true this report is. Now, it's a true report. I just don't know the validity of the actual happenings. I don't think what we're reading now, as far as these two go, is legit. And I think this is something extra to generate interest for what they're doing. I was excited about this match because it honestly had world title implications for AEW. Both men want the world title. And outside of everything else that was announced, I thought this was a big money match for Double or Nothing. Now it looks like that PAC is not going to be a Double or Nothing. And the match with Adam Hangman Page is off. I don't know how true that is, but it looks like we are not getting this match at Double or Nothing. There was a WrestleGate Pro event in Nottingham, England. PAC was scheduled to face Jody Fleisch and Robbie X in a triple threat match. However, Robbie X had wrestled earlier in the night, and Fleisch was unable to make the event. PAC issued an open challenge, and out came his Double or Nothing opponent, All Elite Wrestling superstar Hangman Page, in full wrestling gear. Now, the match went roughly 10 minutes. That was the first red flag, if you ask me. The match went roughly 10 minutes and ended in a disqualification when PAC kicked the referee below the belt before Page hit him with a buckshot lariat. After the match, PAC attacked Page with a chair and announced that he would not be at AEW Double or Nothing on May 25th. According to Wrestling Observer Newsletter and Dave Meltzer, the reason PAC won't be there is because of creative differences surrounding the match, which has led to PAC being pulled from the event. Observer says that the match from this week will be released online and Page will be rebooked against a new opponent for Double or Nothing. So he's getting a new opponent for Double or Nothing, and PAC is not going to be his opponent on May 25th. Now, my thoughts on this are the following. I honestly think this is all storyline. I think they're doing... You know, I know that they were playing up, and they've been playing up the fact that Neville, or PAC, I keep calling him by his WWE slave name, man. I gotta get conditioned by calling him his wrestling name. It's an ongoing storyline on Being the Elite that PAC is spying on Adam Hangman Page in his home. So, why now are there creative differences going into this match? I don't understand that they put so much effort into building this story on Being the Elite, and now, literally, less than a week away, we're getting creative differences. What creative differences? This is a brand new fucking wrestling promotion where everybody is all in on this. Everybody is all in to make this work, and there's fucking creative differences already. I find that very difficult to believe. I don't think there's any creative differences. I honestly think, and it may very well be creative differences. I don't fucking know, but I'm not really sold on it being creative differences. A marquee match like that to offset that card, and now it's not happening? Creative differences. I'm going to go with my gut instinct on this. I might be wrong. I might be right. But my gut instinct on this is that it's all storyline. 10 minutes in a open challenge with Adam Hangman Page, and then after the match, PAC attacks him with a steel chair. They needed something as far as physicality and a face-to-face confrontation before the match took place on the 25th. There really hasn't been anything outside of that initial face-to-face at the fan rally. Now, there were reports, and were reports during WrestleMania, that PAC had visa issues, that he would not be let out of his home country, and he could not travel to the States to compete at Double or Nothing. That very well might be the case, and they're just hiding it up and covering up for that aspect per storyline. Creative differences, PAC don't want to do the job, sneak attack, steel chair attack, whatever. You know? I honestly do not think that PAC is in a situation where there's creative differences. Or the third option, this could be a storyline. He could really have visa issues and that they're not really letting you know what's going on. And the third option here is Adam Hangman Page could be hurt. I don't know what he would be hurt from. They haven't been in the ring. They haven't wrestled. But it could be a situation where either him or PAC is hurt and the match needs to be postponed, and this is what they're going with. I genuinely do not believe that there's creative differences here. It would be foolish. Because if you look at Double or Nothing's card, it's pretty fucking solid. At the top, you got Jericho and Omega. You got the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. You got this match that was supposed to be Page and PAC. You got Dustin versus Cody. You got the Battle Royal. It's a pretty solid fucking card. I'm not going with creative differences, man. I'm really not. After PAC left the ring, Adam Hangman Page stuck around to drink beer and take photos with fans. As of now, Page versus PAC is still scheduled. Is still scheduled for Double or Nothing. It is still listed as one of the marquee matches for Double or Nothing. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We'll see what happens, man. It's definitely an interesting situation. They know that they probably have one more, being the Elite, before they get to Las Vegas for Double or Nothing. And I'm not really believing what this report from Sean Ross Sapp is saying. I honestly believe that they're playing us all, and it's actually a storyline to get us to Double or Nothing. I could be wrong. I hope I am, because I'm genuinely interested in seeing this match, but I don't think that this is exactly what the report says it is. Wrestling is all a work, man. They love to work the fans. They love to keep the fans talking. It was the one match that people, I believe, really weren't talking about. You got Pentagon and Phoenix against Matt and Nick. You got Jericho and Omega. You got Dustin versus Cody, right? You got the rumors surrounding Jon Moxley and the Battle Royal, who's going to come out at number 21. All the surprises that they got, the women's match. I feel like this match has been on the back burner, and I feel like this match hasn't really been receiving a lot of, I would say, love from creative, or at least on the creative side of things. I'm going with that. This is all bullshit. So let me know what you guys think down below. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope the match actually happens, because that's a damn good match to offset the rest of that fucking card, which on paper looks pretty damn solid on May 25th, man. This is Off the Script. This is part 3 of episode 274. We got Money in the Bank tonight. We went over the preview and predictions, but I got more Money in the Bank news. Today, what WWE officials really think of Lacey Evans, why Braun Strowman was pulled from Money in the Bank, and so much more on Lars Sullivan right here on Off the Script. Don't go anywhere. We'll hit the intro, and I'll be right back.
5, delete! This is mine.
Alive with it. People still Man, what the hell is wrong with people? What is going on in this world, man? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did you guys see this story? Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, was drop-kicked from behind at an event in South Africa. The guy threw a dropkick that looked like Mr. Perfect. And Arnold just stood there and took it like a fucking beast. He took it like a beast. Schwarzenegger says he was doing just fine after being attacked during a walkthrough of the 4th annual Arnold Classic Africa competition in Sandton, South Africa. WWE Hall of Famer, 71 years old, was filming a Snapchat video for his Instagram when a man drop-kicked him in the back. The crazed fan was immediately tackled, with authorities quickly jumping on him, believing that he carefully planned this assault, having orchestrated similar incidents in the past at other events. Organizers of the event issued a statement, and the statement reads, let me see if I can pull it up here. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is in Johannesburg, South Africa, to attend the annual Arnold Classic Africa, was sadly and unexpectedly attacked by a crazed fan as he was doing a walkthrough to support athletes participating in the various sporting codes at the Sandton Convention Center. The incident happened while Mr. Schwarzenegger was taking a Snapchat video of a gymnastics competition when an unknown person breached security and proceeded to kick him in the back. A full video of everyone who was both competing and watching is available if you guys want to go see it. It's all over Twitter. It's viral on Twitter. I'm sure you guys can pull it up. The Sandton Convention Center security responded swiftly by apprehending the offender and handing him over to the police. Wayne Price, organizer of the Arnold Classic Africa, believes this incident was carefully planned by the offender, as he is known to the police for orchestrating similar incidents in the past. There's been a lot of excitement and goodwill since the events began. Arnold was in great spirits and very generous with fans and athletes alike. None of us could have foreseen that something like this could have taken place. Well, I mean, you don't go to a fucking event anticipating someone doing a fucking Okada dropkick to you. Mr. Schwarzenegger is fine and still in good spirits. He still carried on with the activities as planned and is fully taking this in his stride. He even joked that some people clearly got more excited than others. He will still carry on with his planned activities, including an event tomorrow at the Arnold Seminar, where his personal mentor, iconic bodybuilder Reg Park, and weight and powerlifting world champion Precious McKenzie will be getting inducted into the South African Hall of Fame. He concludes. Mr. Schwarzenegger has confirmed that he has no intentions of laying charges. It's a good man right there. Better than I am. He views this as an unfortunate incident by a mischievous fan. So there you go. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, let's go to a fucking event, and next thing you know, and you're being leveled by a dropkick. Unbelievable, man. What the fuck is the world coming to? This guy clearly wanted his 15 minutes of fame. I would have beaten the if I was Arnold Schwarzenegger or my security team, I would have said, beat the fucking shit out of this guy. Fucking maul this guy right there. But I guess Arnold is quite the gentleman. He's not even laying charges, man. Much better than I am. Much better than I am, man. Anyway, this is off the script. I thought that was hilarious. The video is even funnier, man. He just stood there. He literally stood there like a fucking tank. He got drop-kicked in the back. He turned around like, what the fuck is going on? And then one guy, almost as big as Arnold, tackled this guy to the ground, and that was it. Choked him out. Well, he was about to be choked out. I know I would have. Anyway, man, this is off the script. Thank you guys so much. Episode 274, Part 3 for your Money in the Bank Sunday. I will be back again tonight, live, right here on YouTube. Not live, but you guys know what I mean, with the review. Money in the Bank. Hopefully it's not fucking 6 hours long like I fear it will be, but I will be here. If you guys missed anything that I previously uploaded on the channel, man, please make sure you guys go and do that. Off the script, actually, we talk about Roman Reigns and Alexa Bliss, why Alexa is not in the Money in the Bank briefcase match. Roman Reigns is being nominated for the Real Life Superhero Award. Below me, let me vomit in the corner, please. Part 1, backstage morale in WWE is very low, the lowest it's ever been. Triple H, the most frustrated man in WWE, thanks to the old senile man, Vince McMahon. Bray Wyatt's secret finally revealed. SmackDown Live, if you guys missed that, one of the most boring shows I've ever seen. NXT. The War Raiders relinquished the NXT Tag Team titles. And on part 2 on Saturday, we talked about everything with the AEW TV deal on TNT, what Cody wants to do, where they want to go as far as direction goes. Everything is in that video, man, including a possible spoiler for Jon Moxley appearing at AEW's Double or Nothing. Make sure you guys go and check all of that out. Link will be in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. Drop it down. Everything you need is going to be right there. Follow me on social media, man. Okada dropkick. That fucking subscribe button, by the way. Just like Arnold took that dropkick, I want you guys to dropkick that subscribe button and hit that bell and turn on that bell for all notifications. At JD from NY206 on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Very important because I'll be in Vegas on Thursday. Make sure you keep up to date on everything I'm doing, where I am, what I'm drinking, what I'm eating, who I'm hanging out with, what I'm doing as far as content goes. Everything you need is going to be right there on social media. JD from NY206. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Make sure you guys support the podcast if you want to. It's completely optional. Up to you. And it's the only way to get exclusive content not available on YouTube. Make sure you guys check out Harry's, man. Harry's is the #1 sponsor of Off the Script. Make sure you guys get your $13 trial sets right now by visiting harrys.com/script. Why did Arnold Schwarzenegger take the high road against this guy who dropkicked him in South Africa? Because he's a quality human being. Why do I shave with Harry's? Because I love the smooth closeness of the shave. I love the comfortable glide on my sensitive skin. And I think it does the job great every single time. Join the 10 million who have used Harry's and claim your trial offer by going to harrys.com/script. Did you guys know that Harry's and the founders of Harry's actually were tired of paying for razors that were overpriced and overdesigned? Just like how they were tired of overpaying, I am tired of watching Monday Night Raw. But the only thing is I can't change Monday Night Raw. But they changed all that is in the industry with this, man. They knew a great shave didn't come from gimmicks like vibrating heads and flex balls. These are tactics that the leading brands used to raise prices for decades. They fixed all that. I wish I could fix Monday nights and Tuesday nights while I'm at it. They fixed all that by combining a simple, clean design with quality blades and a fair price. Harry's actually bought a world-class blade factory in Germany as well that's been making quality blades for over 95 years. They've received over 20,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google alone. Harry's replacement cartridges are just $2 each, and that's half the price of a Gillette Fusion Pro Shield. All Harry's blades come with a 100% quality guarantee. If you don't love your shave, let them know, and they will give you a full refund. What are you going to get in this $13 value trial set? Well, you're going to get a razor handle. Choice of color is up to you. Orange, navy blue, or the evergreen. 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and a trimmer blade. Rich lathering shave gel and a travel blade cover, which I will be taking with me to Las Vegas. And if you are a traveling man for business, or if you're staying over your girl's house and you need to shave before you take her out, it's a great way to protect your blade. And hell, keep it on your bathroom sink, man. It looks great, and it makes a great presentation. Listeners of my show can redeem your trial set by going to harrys.com/script. Make sure you go to harrys.com/script to redeem your offer and let them know that JD sent you to help support Off the Script. Man, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and please don't kill the messenger because I certainly didn't make this fucking match. But I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. And I am not surprised that this is happening because it's fucking WWE, for Christ's sakes. Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman has been confirmed for WWE Super Showdown. I collectively hear all your groans, and I'm not even in your vicinity. I hear them. I feel them coming through your fucking Android or your iPhone or your PC or your big screen TV, wherever you may be watching me right now. A new match has been added to the Super Showdown. WWE is set to return to Saudi Arabia on June 7th, WWE Super Showdown, at King Abdullah Sports Stadium. A new match has been added to the lineup as former two-time, undeservedly so, the Trash Man, Duke the Dumpster Lashley, takes on The monster among men, Braun Strowman. I don't know what else you want me to say about this. Strowman and Lashley have been intertwined in what seems like a fucking age-long feud since the summer of 2018. You believe that? And then you want to know why Monday Night Raw ratings are in the fucking toilet. So, this is, I hope, a conclusion to this garbage that we're seeing. Why wouldn't anybody find any interest in this shit? So what we got announced for Super Showdown so far? Undertaker versus Goldberg. Triple H versus Randy Orton. Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. And the 50-man Battle Royal. Which, according to WWE, will be the biggest Battle Royal in company history. Sure. Now, I reported on Off the Script this weekend that the whole card was leaked. It looks legit. It looks legit to me. Andrade Cien Almas versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. We're going to get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Oh, no, not Kevin. Jesus Christ. I don't want to see that again for a very long time. Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. And I thought it was going to be Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre. So apparently WWE changed that. If AJ is going to be there, maybe they're doing AJ versus Drew McIntyre at the event. We don't know. That remains to be seen, but this actually takes down the event several notches as far as watchability. Is that even a word? Watchability? Replayability? This show's going to suck. I am not excited about this whatsoever. I can't wait to see the fucking build on TV on Monday Night Raw for Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. Man, I can't fucking wait, man. I'm so fucking excited. I'm jumping out of my skin right now. Fuck out of here, man. Ridiculous. Nobody's interested in that fucking garbage. What I am interested in is this story, man. What I am interested in is how everybody is just shitting on Reby Hardy. Now, I didn't really know what was going on. Some people said she was tweeting about some fashion show. I don't know if that was true or legit. I don't know. I wasn't there sitting with the woman watching whatever she was watching on Lifetime or one of these fucking ridiculous channels. But Reby Hardy tweeted out like an hour after Ashley Massaro was announced dead at the age of 39. And everybody tried to piece the fucking tweets together and, come up with their own storyline here on social media because that's all we have to do. We're intertwined in other people's business because they have no lives of their own. And they tried to make it a bigger deal than what it really was. I wasn't going to outwardly blast the woman. I don't know what the fuck she was tweeting about. I don't really think anybody could be that cold-hearted. But if you hate somebody, you fucking hate somebody. You don't need to give reasons to people why you hate somebody. Don't you have someone in your life that you fucking loathe completely? And if they passed away tomorrow, you wouldn't blink a fucking eye? You wouldn't go to their funeral? I don't give a fuck. There are nasty fucking people in this world. If they die, they die. You don't give a shit. Apparently, Reby Hardy thought Ashley Massaro was a nasty person. And Reby Hardy is a woman who loves her family and will defend her family to the death. We cannot make this woman feel a certain way. So, Ashley Massaro, as you guys know, May 16th, she passed away. She was only 39 years old. No cause of death has been announced, and the police did reveal that her passing was non-criminal and that they are not going to release the cause of death. Yeah, that sounds really, really fucking normal. That doesn't sound bizarre. Give me a fucking break. The woman passed away. Oh, we're not going to announce the cause of death. Come on. The conspiracy theories out there will be running rampant. I know. I've heard it already. Pro Wrestling reacted in a big way. Everybody on the current roster to work with her back in WWE reacted, tweeted, sent their condolences. But Reby Hardy did not acknowledge it online directly. However, some fans are under the impression that she did indeed do that. Matt Hardy and Massaro were a couple back in the day. Now, Reby Hardy is obviously married to Matt, Wolfgang, and King Maxwell, 2 children. They've been married. Matt's clean, best shape of his life. Now, the backstory is that they dated. I didn't give a shit. I don't give a shit, and I'm not really going to go into the history. But All I know, and the basis of it is, Ashley was around when Matt was going through his bad phase. When Matt was fucking up, he was with Ashley. Now, there was an online publication that decided to run a story about Matt and Ashley's relationship after she passed away. Some fans are under the impression that the article was subject of Reby Hardy's tweet. However, she did not specify, and it caused some huge issues online. Yes, Massaro and Reby had a Twitter back and forth last year. All of that started when Massaro found a mixtape of Matt Hardy that she received in 2005 of songs that they listened together. Things from there escalated quickly, but fans have not forgotten about it. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. Everybody's got to be a fucking modern-day Columbo out here. Reby tweeted out a smiling face and a kissy face. So she had a smiley emoji and a kissy emoji. An hour after the news broke that Massaro had passed away. This might have been nothing, but some fans certainly didn't take it that way. Needless to say, Reby Hardy's timeline got messy in a hurry. Hopefully Reby can clarify what she meant by this post. Some people are defending her comments by saying it had nothing to do with Massaro, but others are not being kind at all because the IWC, the internet wrestling community, seems to be rather upset right now. So that is what's going on there. But there was another story where Reby says she doesn't give a fuck about Ashley and her passing. And fans are dragging Reby Hardy through the mud right now. Now, Reby says that she was watching RuPaul's Drag Race. You couldn't pay me all the fucking money in the world to watch that fucking nauseating garbage. My God. What channel is that on? I hope I don't get that channel. So apparently she was watching the show, and she says this, and I quote, "Thanks, Mama." Apparently she was tweeting at somebody. "People desperately trying to force me into caring about something I don't give a fuck about and looking for it in shit that ain't there. I'm out here tweeting about Drag Race, but I'm fat and ugly because I ain't in mourning. LOL." If the woman hates Ashley Massaro for any reason and doesn't want to show her respects, that is her given right. You can't get on her for that. Now, she is married to Matt, and by association, because Matt is in the WWE, she's probably making Matt look bad with these tweets, but has Reby ever been a person to give a fuck about anything? She will defend her husband. She will defend what she is emotional about and passionate about. She will defend her family. That is her given right. If someone passes away, it is your given right to not show respect if you don't want to, if you don't like them or did not like them. What is the big fucking deal? There are people in this world that don't like other people. That's it. I don't understand what the big deal is about. Do we have to follow the fucking script every fucking time? If someone passes away that I don't like, do I have to give condolences? Yes, it's the right thing to do. But I'm not going to sit here and fucking be someone that I'm not. If I don't like them, fuck them. Fuck them. Tired of everybody getting on others for not doing what they think is right. We are our own human beings. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. If Reby doesn't want to do it, she don't want to do it. She can say whatever the fuck she wants. Yes, it's insensitive. But she didn't commit a crime. Get over yourselves. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's wrong with these fucking people, man. Twitter is a fucking shithole. The things I read make me fucking ill. They really do. Moving on. On to some good news. Bray Wyatt and Jojo celebrate the birth of their son, Nash. K-N-A-S-H. Nash 6 Rotunda, May 18, 2019. So congratulations to them. And I hope everything goes well with them. Maybe we'll see Jojo back in the WWE after enough time has passed where she can be with her son. And Bray Wyatt, man, Bray Wyatt's the hottest thing in WWE. He just had a son. He's on cloud 9 right now. So good for them. And I hope everything goes well with them. You guys can go to Bray Wyatt's Twitter account and see a picture of Jojo with their new son and Bray Wyatt leaning over, looking very, very good in his new role. He looks fantastic. And they're all in the picture, man, all three of them. Happy new family, so go check that out, and congratulations to both of them. Moving on here, man. We have more news on Money in the Bank. And I want to go over these minor stories before we get into Money in the Bank. We all know that Alexa Bliss is not in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women. But Lacey Evans is the other female who's going to have a big night at Money in the Bank on Sunday. How is she viewed backstage? I know how she's viewed on social media. I really do know how she's viewed on social media. She isn't really all that great whatsoever. Some think she plays the role very well. Some think she plays the heel character very well. She lives it in public. She keeps it alive. She's always in character, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do. She's doing her job. Good. More people should follow suit. You guys know how I feel about Lacey Evans. We went over that on the Money in the Bank preview and predictions. But how does WWE view Lacey Evans backstage? Dave Meltzer spoke about Lacey Evans on the Wrestling Observer Radio. And although he seems to have little faith in her, good job, Dave. Good job. At least WWE management seems to be behind the sassy Southern Belle. I'm sorry. He says, and I quote, "I know Lacey Evans is new and fresh and all that, but I don't have confidence in her and Becky having a good match. I think that they will. Well, I know that people backstage are much higher on Lacey Evans than the fans are, and I think that's going to be a lot like Baron Corbin. Hopefully she does better than Baron Corbin. She probably won't do as well as Baron Corbin, but that is how I honestly feel." End quote. Becky Lynch is not going to give up her title without a fight. I said that Becky is going to beat Lacey Evans, and Lacey Evans is going to post-match attack Becky, and then Becky's going to lose to Charlotte. That's my prediction on Becky Lynch and Becky Two Belts going into Sunday's pay-per-view. Listen, they gave her this nickname, the Sassy Southern Belle. She is apparently described as the female Roman Reigns. I thought that was Charlotte. Now we need 3 Roman Reigns on the roster. Roman himself, Charlotte, and Lacey Evans. My God, what the fuck are you doing to me, man? Lacey Evans is looked at as the female Roman Reigns. She could be what Roman Reigns is to the men's division. I don't know what that exactly means, but I don't like the way WWE has pushed Lacey Evans so far, so fast, with basically nothing behind her. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know who she is. I don't know her backstory. I don't know where she came from. I don't know anything about her. But here she is in a title match. So what makes you think I'm supposed to care because she's there one day, gets a win over Natalya, and now is getting a Raw Women's Championship match? Am I supposed to fucking care when she didn't come from really anything? Danced around for 4 months, beat Natalya, and then poof! Like dust. Magic dust in the air. A fucking title match. Not really how I would go about building a new woman on the roster or a new superstar on the roster. Give me a break. Lacey Evans, it's too soon, and I hope that she doesn't win for the simple fact that A, she don't deserve it, and B, it'll upset everybody on social media, and when everybody's upset on social media, I laugh. And I find great enjoyment in that. But again, I would not be surprised if Lacey does pull off a shocking victory because this is Vince McMahon overall. And she's blonde. She's blonde. Alexa's not there. It might be a blonde sweep at Money in the Bank. We might have Lacey. We might have Charlotte. And we might have Mandy winning the briefcase, man. It'll be a fucking blonde orgy. I would not be surprised. But I'm going with Becky beating Lacey and Becky losing to Charlotte. I hope I'm wrong. We'll see what happens. Braun Strowman. Why was he pulled from Money in the Bank? Braun Strowman lost his spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match to Sami Zayn. That is now his spot instead. Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio that in spite of the seemingly random direction of things, WWE does have a plan. So the thing is that Braun Strowman is being taken out of the match. It's actually part of a longer storyline that will play out. End quote. With who? Baron Corbin? Drew McIntyre? Bobby Lashley? How is this interesting at all? I am already falling asleep. Seriously. I don't know what to say. The longer story of what? He lost his briefcase. I don't see him as a champion. I don't see Braun Strowman as anything but a... that's all I see him as. He's a giant that is portrayed like a clown. He's fast, he's athletic, he's big, he's strong, he's tough, right? That country boy. The country boy. What is he? Underneath all that, what is there? A loser. Braun Strowman had so many stop and start pushes, whether it's his own doing, that's his fault. I don't know how true all that stuff is, but if it's his own doing, maybe he should learn a fucking lesson. Because every single time he gets close and close and close to something, WWE yanks the leash back. And at this point, I don't want to see him let off that leash. I don't want to see him do anything. I was okay with him and Joe. WWE canceled it. Apparently he got backstage heat. So they went with Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe instead. Now Braun Strowman's part of a bigger storyline. What bigger storyline? It's not leading to anything. It's not leading to a championship. It's leading to overcome who? Baron fucking Corbin and Drew McIntyre. The bigger story here should be McIntyre claymoring Braun Strowman. What bigger story? I don't give a fuck. Dave Meltzer discussed Strowman on Wrestling Observer Radio, where Braun could actually also be working hurt right now. Could be another small reason why he was pulled from the Money in the Bank ladder match. This is because of an interesting placement of a medical assistance band, which could indicate a bigger issue. He says this, and I quote, "I didn't know any of this. You notice Braun's injured? He had a big band on his arm like you would if you had a thing on your elbow, or if your elbow hurts, or your bicep is a little bit scary. You know, you usually put that band down kind of like an elbow pad thing. But he had it up, and that usually means that you've got a significant bicep or tricep injury. He's hurt. I mean, he's clearly hurt. But he's not hurt enough to be taking time off, so that's why he's not in the match." I don't give a fuck why he's not in the match. Sami Zayn being added to the match makes the match that much better. Well, now while you're at it, take Baron Corbin out of the fucking match. Braun Strowman was pulled from Money in the Bank. Those are the reasons. I couldn't give a single shit as to why Braun Strowman is not there. I fully expect him to be a part of the match and interfere because, I mean, it was proverbially a 3-on-1. It was a 3-on-1. It was Sami Zayn, it was Baron Corbin, and Drew McIntyre. So those three guys are in the Money in the Bank briefcase match, ladder match, and I'm sure he's going to be there. I'm sure he's going to do something to stop them from gaining the advantage or possibly winning. That is my prediction for that. WWE 2K Studio creating a rival wrestling game. Really now? Really now? Yuke's, the ongoing developer of the WWE 2K Games series under 2K Games, will be working on an additional rival wrestling game. The reason for the move is in order to motivate the staff to build a better game overall and promote the competition in the genre. Sounds like AEW. Maybe they are making an AEW game. Who the fuck knows? The news was revealed when Video Games Chronicle interviewed Hiromi Furuta, who serves as Yuke's producer and senior vice president. Yuke's will staff a new team at creating its own wrestling game. That way, it will be the internal competition for WWE. Furuta would note that Yuke's is, and I quote, "aware that our creators are beginning to lose sight of their passion and confidence." Sounds like the fucking team writing Monday Night Raw every fucking week. It legitimately sounds like Monday Night Raw or WWE as a whole. And I fucking hate that, man. You're losing your passion and it's true. It's true. This Furuta, Hiromi Furuta, is absolutely 100% correct. Because if you guys have played the games, how many of the games have actually been worthwhile to play all year round? And I mean this wholeheartedly, man. You play the My Career, and then after that, it is fucking dead. Dead. I could sit there, if they bring me to these fucking things, I could go, oh, I played it enough to know what is broken and what needs to be fixed. These games are so buggy and broken, and they're bare bones. They're bare bones. This is not what we want out of a wrestling game. And every single year, they think that they know what we want. Meanwhile, they leave out all the shit that we do want, and they go and do what they want. And I feel like they don't listen to the community. They do what they want. People have been asking for GM mode, and I don't know if GM mode is ever coming back. I'm sure with Becky Lynch being on the cover that it's going to be filled with fucking propaganda and some bullshit agenda. I don't really give a shit about the games outside of the career mode, and the career mode itself is not even that fucking good. The voice acting is terrible. The fucking gameplay is cheesy. I only do it because some of you guys actually enjoy it, and I make it fun. But I want a real wrestling simulator where I can make my own shit, my own shows, stream it on Twitch, and be creative with everything. I want to draft, a brand split. I want my fucking own brands. I want GM mode. I want fucking revenue, and I want payroll. I want to be in charge of a wrestling company. This is why we buy these fucking games to begin with, because cretins that are online, they got no fucking life. They sit in their basement and they make fantasy matches doing their own shows on YouTube and Twitch. I would love a game like that. Plus, the gameplay itself is so fucking bad. It's like, it's so blocky. It moves like it's in quicksand. There has been no game since WWE or WWF No Mercy. That's what I want my wrestling game to be. I don't give a shit if it looks as ugly as that game did. But man, the gameplay, the core gameplay of that was brilliant. It legitimately felt like a fucking wrestling simulator. It really did. I remember playing that with my brother, and we would have the fucking matches just being taken place by the computer. And we would book our own shows. Interferences happen here, feud starting there, pay-per-view here, weekly shows there. It was great. I haven't gotten that sense from any of these 2K games. And yes, they've lost their passion, and they lost sight of what really matters. There's no confidence, there's no passion, there's no love there. It's like Monday Night Raw, legitimately. It's amazing how these games mirror what the current product is. The current product is lifeless, and so are the games. And the way that they handle the lead into the games, it's like they hold everything back until like 3 weeks before the game is released. You can't do that. I want to see gameplay at E3. I want to know what the fuck is in the game before I actually commit to buying it. I want to see what you're working on, what you changed, what's fixed, what new additions you added to the game. We get none of that. And the fucking roster, they make a big deal about the fucking roster. I know who the fucking roster is. I watch every week. I don't give a fuck who's in the game. Make the game good. He goes on to say, I think having no competitor isn't healthy at all. When we have competitors, especially in a wrestling space, we're determined to not lose, and that was a great motivator for creating something great. This guy a fucking promoter? That's the way a promoter's mentality should fucking be. The new game is still in early development, so Faruta states that a target audience isn't quite in place yet. At the time that he made this, Hughes is unsure that they are going in a very realistic route or something more fantastical, he said. I like that word, fantastical. We're not chasing money or trends. We'll go in whatever direction we feel is most interesting, combined with the passion of whoever leads the project. As long as whoever leads the project has enough passion, then I'm sure we will achieve our goals. I am all on board with this, man. I really am all on board. Because if there's competition, you know for a fact the 2K studios are going to look at what they're doing, this other competition, right? This other game. What's in that game that we don't have? Oh, fuck, now we got to get better, man. Now we got to get better. Look at the way that the characters move. Look at the pacing of the matches and how the matches play out in the gameplay. Why aren't our games like that? Why are our games have felt the same and looked the same for the last 8 years? Because you don't fucking care. You want this? You're going to put out a product that's unfinished and buggy and broken. You got the people's money. You don't fucking care. There's no reason for you to change because of what he's stating. There's no other game that you can base your game off of. So you're going to put out whatever you put out, and you know people are going to buy it every fucking year because of the updated rosters. That's what these games are, updated rosters and updated graphics. Who gives a shit? Make it fun! Moving on. JD's Elite. You know what's fun? Go get yourself a fucking t-shirt. JD's Elite. You know what's going to be fun? Me wearing this shirt in Las Vegas next Thursday. JD's Elite. Own one of the top-selling t-shirts in the YWC and become one of my elite members. Link is down below, exclusively on bonfire.com. Make sure you guys go and get it. The number one selling t-shirt, not only for Off the Script, but one of the best-selling t-shirts in all of the YouTube wrestling community. That is the YWC. Link is down below. JD's Elite, exclusively on bonfire.com. I know most of you do not give a shit about Lars Sullivan. I don't know who gives a shit about Lars Sullivan, period. I don't know why anybody gave a shit about what he said 10 years ago that was obviously away from WWE. I'm a fan of Lars Sullivan. I'm glad he wasn't fired. It would be ridiculous if he was fired over the comments that he made. Much worse has been said. Much worse has been said to me on a weekly basis. But Lars Sullivan was fined $100,000 by WWE. And I do think that is a little bit excessive. I really do. But they needed to do something. The reason why Lars Sullivan went away was because of the first round of comments that made the internet. And it was brought to public attention. And those stories just eerily coincide. And nobody's going to tell me differently that the man got stage fright. Or maybe he did. I mean, it's fucking Monday Night Raw. Anybody's going to get stage fright by appearing on that shit show. But it's eerily similar time frame. Comments were made, they were released to the public via the dirt sheets. Lars went away. And he went away in hopes that whatever was said would go away. But in fact, it did not go away. It got silent on social media. People got quiet because Lars wasn't on TV. Lars is on TV. People raise what he said and bring it right back into public attention. And now that he's on TV getting a big push and he's going to be a dominating monster, now WWE had to do something about it because they don't want him off TV. They want to push him. They want to use him. He is in their plans. So they had to do something. They fined them $100,000 over comments that were made 10 years ago. I made the case that I didn't really know who Lars Sullivan was. I didn't know who Dylan Miley was 10 years ago. I didn't welcome him into my home. I didn't give a shit what he said. Now, granted, I might sound a little insensitive, but if you are offended by his comments, then be offended by his comments. Just don't watch him on TV. Don't go out there and willingly subject yourself to the bullshit that's online and try and get this guy terminated, fired, fined, looking for work. Don't ruin his life or his career for what was a mistake 10 years ago. People change. People get better. Of all people, Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil sat down with Lars Sullivan. Lars apologized to Titus O'Neil. You cannot find a better ambassador for the company than Titus O'Neil. If Titus, who I'm sure is a locker room leader as far as that goes, sat down with this guy, understood him, talked to him, guided him, is helping him become a better person, and forgave him, then why can't you? Then why can't you? But WWE fined him $100,000. A lot of people were asking why. Is it real? Is it a work? Is WWE fining him just to get it out there, but they're not really fining him? Apparently, it's in his clause. It's a clause in his contract. And it says this, and I quote, the Wrestling Observer actually pulled this from the fine print of the contract. Wrestlers shall act at all times with due regard to public morals and conventions during the term of this agreement. If wrestlers shall have committed or shall commit any act or do anything that is or shall be offensive or a violation involving moral turpitude under federal, state, or local laws, or which brings wrestler to public disrepute, contempt, scandal, or ridicule, or which insults or offends the community or any employee, agent, or affiliate of promoter, or which injures wrestlers' reputation, in promoter's sole judgment, or diminishes the value of wrestlers' professional wrestling services to the public or promoter, then at the time of any such act, or any time after promoter learns of any such act, promoter shall have the right to fine wrestler in the amount to be determined by promoter, and promoter shall have the right to immediately suspend wrestler and or terminate this agreement pursuant to Section 12. End quote. We didn't know why he was fined $100,000. There you go. It's in his contract. It's in everybody's WWE contract. WWE knew of this. WWE knew it. This is the fucked up thing. WWE knew of this already. They knew of this already. And they let it go. They were hoping that it went away. They knew of this, and it's in their fine print. Imagine. The fucked up thing is, it's in the fine print, and WWE was going to let it slide. How fucked up is that? Now that it was raised again and brought to the public, now it feels like, it honestly feels like WWE was forced, their hand was forced here, and they had to do something, whereas this was in his contract, his existing contract already, and they weren't going to do anything about it. I think that aspect of it, it's gonna piss people off even more. Knowing that WWE is only doing it because now they have to look good. Ridiculous, man. So it's in his contract. $100,000 was the levy. It's the fine. It is what it is. This guy went away because of these comments. He had anxiety, he had panic attacks. I don't want to see the man suffer. I don't want to see the man terminated. I think he's got a lot of potential. But WWE needed to do something because of all the bullshit that they were getting on social media. And they were hearing word from sponsors. Hey, what's going on here? What are you doing with Lars Sullivan? Is this going to get out of control? What is this about? You got to do something about this. So WWE had to do something to protect themselves. It's fucked up to Lars Sullivan, but they had to do something to protect themselves. They don't want to lose sponsors. They don't want to be cast in a public light being a publicly traded company. And they didn't want the networks to get a hold of this because if Lars was being pushed on TV and then they found out that they didn't do anything about it and more of this was just being thrown at them week after week after week, and Fox realizes, well, you didn't really do anything about this. What's going on? They had to save face for the sponsors and the networks. So now when the networks ask about this, oh, he was been fined and he's taking sensitivity training. They had to do something, but it's fucked up that this was in his contract and they were about to sweep it under the rug, hoping that it just, poof, disappears. WWE is wily, man. They're fucking slick. They're fucking slick. Let me know what you guys think about that. I had to reveal that piece of information right here because I know a lot of people don't agree with me on my stance against Lars Sullivan. 10 years ago, I didn't welcome him into my fucking home. This is a completely different situation from Hulk Hogan. But you're going to feel a certain way about it. You feel a certain way about it. You don't have to watch Lars Sullivan on TV. If you dislike him that much, just don't watch. Just don't watch. But let me know what you guys think about that. It's very, very wily of WWE. Sticking with the fine on Lars Sullivan, it was actually tied for the second highest in WWE history. Lars Sullivan is 30 years old, and it was obviously a $100,000 fine. Meltzer discussed this fine and how huge it is on the Wrestling Observer Live. He mentioned that it is now tied for the second largest fine in WWE history. He says, and I quote, "I know some people thought that stuff was not real. That fine is real. I mean, they publicly announced the number, and they've never done that before. I mean, there have been guys to get fined. Steve Austin got fined $250,000, if you remember, for walking out on Dave Bautista. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. For walking out, and Dave Bautista got fined $100,000 for blading in a steel cage match against Chris Jericho when he was not supposed to. Those are the two biggest fines I've heard of that were legit. There might be others, but those are the two that I know were legit. So this would be tied for the second biggest fine in company history, right at the Batista line where he bladed, like I said, against Chris Jericho. It was noted that WWE knew about the situation for a while, although it's doubtful that they were aware of it when they were hiring Sullivan, which I do believe. I do believe that to be the case. If WWE was aware of the message board comments when he was being hired, then the odds are the company wouldn't have signed him. It's also true. So this was all noted in the newsletter, and I absolutely agree with that 100%. So WWE fined him. Titus sat down with him. O'Neil tweeted out a glowing message to Lars Sullivan for being a man who wants to seek guidance on how to become a better human being than he was nearly a decade ago. He also thanked Vince McMahon for taking action in this situation. He tweets out, and I quote, "At Lars WWE, I applaud you for seeking out myself and others on the WWE roster to not only sincerely apologize, but also seek guidance as to how to move forward in being a better human being than you were 9 years ago. Nobody is perfect, including you. Thank you, Vince McMahon, for taking action. Lars Sullivan also apologized to the New Day personally and sent out a public statement on the matter where he was saying to everybody that he regretted those remarks and that does not represent who he is today. I wish people would get over it, man. It's over. They did it. They took action. You got a fucking ambassador, Father of the Year, and Titus O'Neil sitting down with him, man. If Titus can forgive him and put out a message like that about Lars Sullivan, I think we can all move on from this. Now, there was a final report on Lars Sullivan in the newsletter saying that WWE, even though they do want to push him, and he's going to be a big deal on WWE television, he's going to be their new monster, he's going to be Vince McMahon's new pet project. Lars Sullivan seems to have a bright future, but this entire situation might keep a title off of him for quite a while. Now, that could be the reason why he's not in the Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match. But the newsletter is noting that even after Sullivan's fine was handed down, and he's got to take sensitivity training, WWE will be second-guessing the possibility of ever putting a title on him, especially right now, for the duration. I don't think putting a championship on him right now is, even in the plans. It should not even be a thought. But after he goes through the training, and after quite some time has passed, then maybe we can start talking about Lars Sullivan possibly being a world champion. I don't want this to ruin his career. Okay? Because I do believe when Meltzer writes that if WWE knew of these comments before, that they wouldn't have ever signed Dylan Miley. So, I don't want this mistake to overlook him and be a dark shadow or dark cloud over his entire career. He made a fuck up, right? 10 years ago, internet troll. He was 20 years old. There's a lot of people that age that aren't of the right mentality. They're fucked up. They do immature things. They say stupid shit. I mean, you could go into a Call of Duty game and hear the fucking most vulgar shit that you'd ever hear out of someone who is younger than 20 years old. This is our society. What he said was wrong. What he said was a mistake. I don't really mind it because I didn't know who the fuck he was until he signed with the WWE. I didn't know who he was until we seen those red trunks on television on NXT for the first time. When he was beating up his own tag team partners. Let's move on from this, please. If Titus can offer Lars Sullivan help and accept his apology. Someone like Titus, who is an ambassador for the company, that's all you need. If Titus can do it, you shouldn't be losing sleep over it either. Let's move on. This one really pissed me off, man. WWE higher-ups are reportedly not impressed with top superstars. Who could this be? Who could this be? Now, I have went back and forth with Brad Shepard on Twitter. He's following me. I'm following him. I enjoy what he reports on. It's a very topical discussion. In no way do I have any ill will towards the guy or battle him on his opinions. He is a clear-cut Becky Lynch just detractor. He doesn't like Becky Lynch. He says exactly what I say about Roman Reigns. I can't hate on the man. I can't hate on him for disliking Becky Lynch. He is the same way with Becky Lynch as I am with Roman Reigns. It's the Roman Reigns character that I hate, which you fucking cretins out there don't seem to understand. It's the way that he's booked. I have no problem with Joseph Anoa'i. He has the same feeling about Becky Lynch. He has absolutely no ill will towards Rebecca Quinn. But there was something that he said on social media that really kind of irked the shit out of me. And he is, he can say whatever the fuck he wants. It's his opinion. But he reports that a high-up source in WWE remarked to him that his comments about near falls in matches being overdone and Becky Lynch's mass appeal are not far off at all in his opinion. It is also said that this source was never impressed with the work of Becky Lynch, but he especially never saw the appeal in Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa's epic series of matches. I have a feeling I know who this is. While speaking with a high-level source in WWE, he says, I received the following feedback on my controversial criticisms of Johnny Gargano and Becky Lynch. This is what this said. I love your jams at Johnny Gargano and Becky Lynch. I'm sure it's good for your business to drive everyone mad, and does he really have 5-star matches? I've never been impressed with him. I sound old when I say this is a bunch of kickouts after finishes. That is not a 5-star match. I never liked the Ciampa and Gargano matches because those matches should have been ended a dozen times. And yes, both guys are incredibly small. But the wood that I have in front of me is not small, man. It's going to fill my tummy. And then I'm going to go lick Vince McMahon's fucking balls. And we're going to admire Roman Reigns. And maybe Charlotte Flair. And Lacey Evans, man. You see Lacey Evans, man? She looks beautiful. That blonde hair, man, and that handkerchief. She got me one of those handkerchiefs for my early birthday, man. It's so good. It's so silky smooth. Oh, man, Lacey Evans, I hope she beats Becky Lynch, man. Who? What, the Young Bucks? Double or nothing? You better get me double the amount of wood, or you ain't getting nothing. I guarantee you, this individual is none other than... What could I say? I mean, is this man fucking... Listen. I understand that a bunch of kickouts after finishing moves, I know there are people who listen to me who fucking loathe that. I mean, The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 was chokeslam, kick out. Hell's Gate, escape. Tombstone, kick out. Last Ride, kick out. Super kick, kick out. I know. But the story that those two men told, and the story that was leading into that match, made the match. Gotta give a shit what was going on there. But I don't know any human being watching TakeOver New York who did not appreciate what Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole did in that main event. The last 10 minutes of that are bone-chilling. Fantastic. It is the greatest NXT match that ever was. And they rivaled Gargano and Almas. There's a reason why Johnny Gargano is the best performer in all of WWE right now. Because the man could fucking work. If you don't find money in Johnny Gargano, maybe you should be removed from your fucking position. The man is everything about this business that we should love, genuinely. He reminds me so much of Bret Hart, man. He really does. Bret Hart used to be that guy that sold and the facial expressions, and he looked like he was just in just severe pain. It looks like he was in excruciating fucking torment every time he was selling a move or getting beat down by a heel. Johnny Gargano reminds me so much of Bret the Hitman Hart in that aspect. He's a great fucking storyteller, just like Bret Hart was a great storyteller. Becky Lynch, listen, you either love Becky or you hate Becky. It's up to you. But Tommaso Ciampa, I don't know how you cannot appreciate Tommaso Ciampa, man. The heel work that he was doing, I mean, the fucking guy came out to no theme music. He had no theme music. And he came out to absolute fucking hatred. That's the greatest theme music that you could ever write for somebody. The man came out to no theme music, and the heat that he got was because of the character that he played. That is music to that man's ears. The fact that that man did that was picture perfect. That is the way a heel should be. You mean to tell me that Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano's matches were not great? You have no good things to say about those matches? What about Gargano and Ricochet? Or Gargano and Black? What about Tommaso Ciampa and Velveteen Dream? What about Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black? I don't understand how and this is the problem. These are Vince McMahon's hired goons. They don't see that there is a place for guys like this and styles like this. I'm going to say what I said about Cedric Alexander and Kota Ibushi in the Cruiserweight Classic Year 1, which I hope we eventually see another Cruiserweight Classic eventually. There's no way you could take any of Johnny's matches and not put them on Monday Night Raw. I guarantee you put them on Monday Night Raw in that prime spot. You take a Ciampa and Gargano that you see a takeover and put that in that prime spot on Monday Night Raw. There's no fucking way that they're not selling that. There's no way that crowd is not believing in those guys. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Whoever thinks that these guys are not impressive is a fucking joke. A joke. Becky Lynch? Why isn't Becky Lynch's mass appeal your thing? Because you fucked her over. You're fucking her over. You're overexposing her. And Becky Lynch's mass appeal doesn't please people in the back because she's not blonde. She's not a Barbie doll. She doesn't have big tits or a big ass. She doesn't have big hips, right? She doesn't have the blonde hair. Her accent is not what you expect it to be. That's why. You don't think she has mass appeal because she's Irish. And she's all those things that Charlotte is not. Or Alexa is not. Or Lacey Evans is not. Or Mandy Rose. People like that still are living in the diva age. They're living with the diva mentality. You can't tell me that Becky Lynch is not deserving of a fucking spot. Or the spot in which she's in. It's WWE's job to fucking creatively write, and they're not giving this woman an even bigger appeal. They're really subduing her, and it sucks, because ever since Ronda Rousey went away, things have not been the same. But man, if you don't, listen, I know Gargano's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but there's no fucking way you can tell me he's a bad wrestler. 5-star matches is exactly why they call him Johnny Takeover. Takeover is the bar. There's a reason why Johnny is on every fucking takeover. Because he's the best. You can't take just anybody on the main roster and put them on a takeover and have them duplicate what Johnny Gargano did. If you did, then we would be better off. We'd have a great WWE. You can't take anybody on the main roster and put them in Johnny's shoes and have them do what Johnny does, you fucking idiot. Seth Rollins can't do it. AJ Styles can't do it. Nobody can do it. It's the reason why Johnny is the best at what he does right now. Appreciate that. Moving on. How much more do I got? Not much. Paige. Yes. It's Paige here. Paige reveals who came up with the Kabuki Warriors name. Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's disgusting, man. It really is disgusting. Dry heaving with these names. Paige reveals who came up with the Kabuki Warriors name. Excuse me. Let me take some water. Apologize, guys. Apologize. WWE makes me nauseous at times. Believe me. Asuka and Kairi. Listen. The Kabuki Warriors name was given to Asuka and Kairi Sane. And it's safe to say that it's received a lot of mixed reviews. Me included. Fans and media members alike have questioned the logic behind the name. And while the logic seems to be fairly clear, given how they explained it, we can understand why there's still some confusion. Sane and Asuka are currently gearing up against the Iconics for a title shot, or at least that's how it comes across on television. Paige has been given the task of being their manager in a roundabout way, and therefore decided to actually reveal who came up with the names, or gave them the green light in the first place. It was, of course, the team themselves. Both women are incredibly proud of their respective backgrounds, as we well know, and this team was given the name, they came up with it, and they were cleared to use the name on WWE television. False, and false. First of all, Paige doesn't belong with this group. Number one, she's completely out of place. The Kabuki Warriors name does not fit with Kairi Sane because she's not a fucking warrior. She is a pirate princess. So I don't see how you're taking the pirate princess in Kairi Sane and you're giving her the moniker of a Kabuki warrior. Doesn't really make much sense to me. And I know Because I've had people tell me that whatever Paige said on social media was complete bogus garbage. Paige is doing the political thing and giving the fans false information on social media. This name was not a name that the women came up with. They didn't even have a say in the fucking name. This name came from a bunch of fucking idiots sitting in a boardroom who magically came up with the fucking name, bestowed it upon them, and they were forced to take it. That's the true story about that. I have people. I know. I was told this. I was given a heads up on what was going on, and all I was told was, another name change. You're not going to like it. You didn't like the Viking experience? You're going to have a field day with this one. That wasn't discriminatory. The Kabuki Warriors. Oh, 2 Japanese girls. There you go. Racist implications. Seriously. It doesn't even fit with Kairi saying Asuka deserves better. And Paige is a bullshit artist. Feeding the fans something that clearly is not true when they had absolutely nothing to do with the names. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Instead of building a fucking division with genuine feeling behind it and seriousness, now they're a fucking joke. Yeah, all I need to hear, Greg Hamilton, the Kabuki Warriors. Am I watching American fucking Gladiators or am I watching Kairi and Asuka? I don't get it. Am I on vacation in Hawaii and the Kabuki Warriors are coming out doing a fucking dance, standing around a fire pit as I'm munching on fucking my dinner? What's going on? I don't understand this shit. Fucking ridiculous name, man. I'm not for it. And it embarrasses both of them. And this is what you called Kairi Sane up for from NXT. To be a fucking Kabuki Warrior. But we can say Warriors on television, right? It's got the word war in it. First 3 letters of Warriors is war. But we can't call them the War Raiders. Or the War Goddess. But we can call them the Kabuki fucking Warriors. Warriors implies that they have spears and they're deadly. And they could fucking kill you. But the War Raiders is unacceptable. Awesome. Awesome. Finally, guys, Killer Kross asks for his release from Impact Wrestling. By the way, can someone please fill me in? I don't know if this is true or not. That Impact Wrestling on Pursuit, if you even get Pursuit channel, or if this was in the news somewhere, please someone fill me in. They had their main event on Impact this past Thursday, or Friday, whenever the fuck they air. I don't know. I don't care. But they went to commercial in the main event and they never came back. There was like 25 minutes of advertisements on the Pursuit channel. Yeah. Great. Impact Wrestling. There you go. Fuck the fans, right? Yeah, I'm sure the 4 fans that were watching are very upset. What'd you get? Deer hunting advertisements? The new rifle hit the market? You got those new boots? Swamp proof? Some gator wrestling gear? You fucking nerds. Pursuit channel. Anyway, Killer Kross asks for his release from Impact Wrestling. I wonder why. Now, Kross is reportedly unhappy with his current pay scale and has pushed for a 6-figure guaranteed deal. Can Impact pay anybody 6 figures? They're set to lose the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers. They're set to lose Sami Callihan whenever he's done with his contract. Jordan Grace signed on for 2 years. How long do you think Tess is going to be there? Right? How long do you think LAX is going to be there? They might end up losing everybody. This is why I said with AEW, Impact is going to get royally fucked. So PW Insider is reporting that Killer Kross is unhappy because he signed last year, and now he's asking for a pay raise. Multi-year deal he signed. Kross is basing the pay raise on what his market value could be outside of Impact. Presumably the increased contract offers to various wrestlers from WWE and AEW likely played a part in this decision to ask for a pay raise. Now, Impact's side of the story is that Kross agreed to his deal last year while he was relatively unknown on a national level, and Kross agreed to the terms that were offered to him. Last year, he should have at least had some sense of where the market was going and what was going on in pro wrestling. That's his fault. Maybe he wasn't paying close enough attention, but he signed with Impact anyway. He could have signed a different deal, not something that was multi-year, 6 months to a year maybe. Now he's in a multi-year deal, and now he wants out because he sees how much money everybody else is making, and he sees the competition that's going to be on a national level with TNT and WWE on Fox and USA Network. Whose fault is that? Now, he was relatively unknown, says Impact. They reportedly countered with a restructured 3-year deal for Kross that would pay him by the date. However, he wants a guaranteed deal with a base salary. Kross reportedly turned down the new restructured contract offer and then asked to be released so he could explore other options. Now, I know that AEW, Ring of Honor, WWE, NXT would pick him up in a heartbeat. He's very good, and he's good on the microphone. Kross has done tryouts for WWE. He appeared on Raw a few years ago as an enhancement talent. The latest story is that Impact has no plans to grant his release, of course. He's still under contract for a few more years, so he will not be able to sign anywhere unless Impact management has a change of heart. He will be 34 years old, so by the time this multi-year deal is up, depending on 2 or 3 years, 36, 37 years old. By that time, you're going to be at that age where they might not be looking for you because you're not young enough. You're not quick enough. You're not athletic enough. The more you age, the slower you become, the less valuable you become. Killer Kross ain't no fucking AJ Styles. They're not going to be offering him $3 million a year. You know? This is his fault. He should have did some more research before signing his fucking life away with Impact Wrestling. Now he's stuck. He's got all the potential in the world to be a world champion, and hopefully they do push him to that level where he can make a name for himself at a national level, become a world champion. Maybe his value by the time his contract is up would be increased by then. But 34 years old, man, that's old to be signing a multi-year deal, 2 or 3 year deal with Impact Wrestling. That's not a good business decision at all. I know they make shit. They get paid shit. So that is what's going on with that. Killer, if you guys are fans of Impact Wrestling, I'm not. It is. I love Sammy. I love Tessa. I think Morrison's great. Moose is great. You know, guys like that. But I don't think Killer Kross is making waves. He could. Maybe he rides it out. Maybe he gets to that level that he wants. And maybe by the time his contract is up, maybe he'll get a big money deal. And be happy with it. Just live it out. You know, work it out. He's 34. He signed. This is his deal. Maybe he should have did a little bit more research to know where the landscape of pro wrestling is going. Especially with AEW now on TNT. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much. Man, what a weekend. A very stressful weekend it was here, man. Off the script, I don't know what it is with YouTube. It gets demonetized. And I honestly think it's because of the off the script name. Because when I upload a regular off the script extra, I don't really include off the script extra in the title. And I honestly think it gets flagged just because of the script. Now, I don't know if YouTube is flagging that to be conspiracy-like or whatever. It's definitely the name because I know when I do anything wrestling related, it's 99% green. But then you get these little hiccups. It goes yellow, demonetized, then I gotta go through review. Friday's video went from green to yellow to green, back to yellow when I woke up. And it pissed me off. Saturday's was green, and it went to yellow, and now it's back to green. I just looked now. Usually I do these shows on Thursday for Friday, Friday for Saturday, and then Saturday for Sunday. I usually do it a day in advance. This weekend I had the liberty of doing it day of, and I wanted to take a break for myself before I go to Vegas. And I am not doing that anymore, because I sit here all day, and I work on content for you guys, and I like to be compensated. And when I see shit like that, it honestly makes me lose drive and heart. Because I sit here all day, I record, I sweat, I edit, I wait, and then I upload and I tag and I thumbnail for Sal Rex. I can reach out to him and he does the thumbnail for me and everything. And then to see a yellow symbol, it just sucks, man. It really sucks. So hopefully, I'm doing this on Saturday. I recorded 2 podcasts on Saturday. I did part 2, which uploaded, and now it is 9:20 on Saturday night. I'm sitting here doing this podcast just to make sure it goes up, because more times than not, 10 times out of 10, it'll go yellow when it's unlisted. But at least when it's unlisted, nobody's watching it, I can review it, and it goes back to green, and then it's ready for upload for you guys. Never again am I doing the podcast the day of. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, Off the Script Extra, they go through without a hiccup. It's always the podcast on the weekend that really gives me trouble. So there you go. I just wanted to get that out there. I'm so frustrated right now. I gotta get it out there. I gotta talk to somebody, man. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I will see you guys for Money in the Bank. Follow me on social media. I'll be live tweeting tonight. JD from NY206. Same on both Twitter and Instagram. Please make sure you follow me on social media for not only Money in the Bank, but next weekend. All in. Or not all in. Double or Nothing. All in's in Chicago. I'll be there too. But Double or Nothing, Las Vegas. I'll be there. Make sure you guys just follow me on there and keep in the know on everything. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. JD's Elites. Link is down below. Bonfire.com. Harrys.com/script for your $13 value trial set. And make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed this weekend, man. Part 1 and Part 2 of Off the Script. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And even an Off the Script extra for you guys this week as well. I will see you all for Money in the Bank. Until then, guys, take care. Hit that thumbs up. And I will see you right back here tonight for Money in the Bank. Hopefully it's a good show. Hopefully it's not as bad as I expect it to be. Hopefully it's not 7 hours long. And I'll see you guys for the review tonight. So look forward to that. I will see you guys later. Enjoy Money in the Bank, and we'll talk after the pay-per-view is over. I'll see you later.